So, Sandy Brondello was just fired from the New York Liberty after 4 seasons. Definitely a move. Definitely a choice. When Sandy Brondello basically was... she was the coach at Phoenix Mercury for a while. Then became the Liberty coach in... Am I right in saying it was 2022? And the Liberty hadn't been in the playoffs for a long time. They had not been in the playoffs for a long time. She was the Phoenix Mercury coach the last time they made the finals. She was the Liberty coach in 2022, where she got into the playoffs in her first year, the finals twice in a row, and then had one really down year this year. And this was a funny thing from this press conference. Let's take a listen.
What would you say to those who question whether Sandy should be here next year to coach you guys again?
What the fuck?
I'm not.
Stewie, you could tell the players are happy with Sandy. Look, I mean this when I say this. It didn't work out, but it didn't work out just basketball fit-wise. Emma Meesman should have went to either Phoenix. For basketball reasons, she should have went to Minnesota or Phoenix. The way AT plays, she can be a center. She would have been a million times upgrade over Natasha Mack. She did not fit the way that the Liberty wanted to play. She just wanted to live in New York. It's as simple as that. Emma Meesman wanted to live in New York. Everyone being oh, players, try to ring chase. But no, that's kind of the way it is in Europe. The top football players in the world want to join Barcelona, Real Madrid. Best players in Germany want to join Bayern Munich. It's not about, building this and legacy that. It's what's my best chance of winning, and that's what people do. But I don't think... I don't think that this is a bad fire, because I do think there are better hires to make. And I think Sandy Brondello did horrifically this season. I think she did horrifically. But at the same time, she's got... she's won a championship last year. She won the Liberty their first ever championship. And look, the Liberty did not come into last season's favourites. Everyone was talking about the Aces three-peat like it was a given. Everyone talked about the Aces three-peat as more of a guarantee than the Aces making the finals this year. And the Aces literally were an Echo Wumake defensive lapse and a Skylar Diggins missing a wide open Dominique Malonga away from being out of the playoffs. But yeah, it's a really, really interesting one with this, because I don't hate the Sandy Brondello fire. I think it's harsh. But you got to be ruthless at times. And the Liberty aren't a developing team. The Liberty might have 1 year with this roster again. And if any one of John Quell, Stewie, or Sabrina was not all in on Sandy, you have to fire Sandy. You just have to. It's just the way this is in this free agency. Everyone's a free agent. Their entire team are free agents. And if Sandy is going to keep that team together and bring in players, if they can't do that, then you get rid of her. Realistically, who are the best coaches available right now for this specific team? Yeah, I don't know. Sandy Brondello is a coach who's beat the finals, is a championship coach. As a head coach, do you take a risk and bring in a Breanna January or a Christy Tolliver? Do you go to college? Because you're not going to get Dawn Staley. You're not getting Kim Mulkey. You're not getting Gina Oriyama. So do you go and maybe look? But there's no point if you want to get a Neil Ivey or something. She's been a failure. Do you try to pull in the what's his name? Mark Campbell from TCU? Because if nothing else, Joe Tsai and his wife, I've just blanked on her name, sorry, I think she does most stuff for Liberty. They're not going to go and just hire somebody for optics. They're going to hire the best coach. So could it be a male coach? Yeah, you just hire the best coach. Do you go and try to bring back Bill Laimbeer? It's not like Bill Laimbeer hasn't won 3 WNBA championships as a head coach and hasn't got the Aces to the finals. He's been a super successful Oh, sorry, he retired from coaching. Do you want to bring Bill Laimbeer back? Do you want to try to get Bill Laimbeer back? Because you just never know. He's not that old, is he? 68. Do you give Bill Laimbeer another year? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like, who do you bring in? But at the end of the day, I don't know. We say, who do we bring in? But you've got one of the best coaches in the WNBA in Nate Tibbetts and Carl Smesko, who came from the NBA in college. Do you look at NBA assistant coaches? Joe Tsai owns the Brooklyn Nets. Do you start to look at some coaches that are involved with the Nets? Do you look at stylistic issues? Do you think that the issue with Sandy Brondello is that they played a bit of old WNBA style, that they focused on the motion offense and didn't get the best out of Sabrina Ionescu, didn't get the best out of talent they had? Like, who knows? Who actually knows what the issue was? But I do think it's harsh. I think it's harsh. People saying the Sky and Wings keeping theirs. Well, yeah, the Sky coach is literally a development coach and this is a tanking team. So yes, you do not fire your tank commander. You do not fire your tank commander. But yeah, like, I don't think Sandy Brondello was that bad this season, but losing the playoffs and no one but Stewie scoring in the fourth, it's a weird one. It is a weird one. Look, I don't think Sandy Brondello is this unbelievable coach. I don't think she's a bad coach. Like, I think a lot of people have talked about Sandy Brondello as if she's like Greg Popovich, being like, oh, Caitlin Clark needs to play for that coach. And I'm like, the Caitlin Clark one's an interesting one because I think Steph White is... The worst part about Steph White is that Steph White is so good at coaching a specific type of team. And we know that for a fact, that she's good at that. We don't know if she can coach a Caitlin Clark team. We know she can coach this like gritty underdog, drag you down team. And she's very good at coaching teams to play above their ability. But we've not seen necessarily Stephanie White have great success with teams that are meant to be at that level. Like the 2023 Connecticut Sun were equally as good as 2024 Sun, but 2024 Sun were much better. You add in Marina Mabry and Bree Jones to that team, they were much better. And you also add in like Veronica Burton, a few others. Like she performed the exact same with a very iffy Connecticut Sun team where they had Alyssa Thomas with Rhona Bonner effectively playing center versus the following year when they have some of the best bench players in the league. Ono barely playing. Like, they had a lot of good players and it was the same outcome. But with Sandy Brondello, like, we know she can coach good teams, but I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, like, of someone that we know can coach a good team. I think they're going to go from the outside. I think they're going to go away from the WNBA. I think it's not going to be a WNBA assistant coach. I think they're going to go outside, whether that be men's college, women's college, or the NBA. I think they are absolutely going to go towards the NBA, because for me, it just doesn't really make sense why you would fire her for another coach that's been in and around the WNBA. I just don't think it's a move that would make sense. So, and like, if nothing else, their owners are pretty good. Like, their owners are pretty good. They're based in New York. They can get whoever they want. Like, if there is a WNBA team that's going to be able to bring in a top class NBA coach and they have the money's there to pay a coach $2-3 million a year. Like, so I don't necessarily think this is we're firing Sandy Brondello because we've just because we want to get rid of her. I think they got someone lined up. That's just my theory, is that they have somebody lined up, and I don't know whether it comes. I think it's not going to be WNBA, because there's nobody in WNBA circles that's been around the WNBA that's going to make this team play any better. Realistically, if you are the Liberty, you've got to get a new, fresh approach to try work with this team, because this season was rough. And I think you got to go outside the WNBA to get that fresh approach. So that's the video. I'll see you guys.